LeBron James is now one of the wealthiest athletes to have ever graced the planet. Earlier this year, Forbes estimated that the NBA icon was worth well over $1 billion. He is the highest paid NBA player of all time. But everything hasn't always been this way. As a kid, LeBron was at one point homeless and actually had to live out of his mom's car. In this video, we will take a closer look at LeBron James's rags to riches story, as well as a review of every big money move that took this man from living out of his mom's car to becoming an NBA billionaire. LeBron spent most of his childhood without a home he could call his. His mother, Gloria, gave birth to him when she was only 16 years old. And when LeBron was 3 years old, his grandma passed on. That's when it all started going downhill for LeBron and his mom. Without any heat in their deteriorating Ohio home, they were forced to constantly move around. They would move in with friends and relatives for a few weeks, with Bron often sleeping on shabby old couches. In 4th grade, he would actually miss about half of the 160 school days that year. Until one day, LeBron finally found his savior and guardian angel in a man named Frank Walker Sr. Mr. Walker's son, Frank Jr., played football with LeBron. After finding out about LeBron's awful living conditions, Frank Sr. offered that LeBron could live with his family until his mother finds a job and gets back on her feet. Despite how much this would benefit both her and LeBron, it was still the toughest decision of Gloria's life. She eventually accepted a 9-year-old LeBron becoming a member of the Walker family. For the first time in LeBron's life, he had found some stability. With perfect attendance in his 5th grade and a B+ grade average, LeBron took full advantage of this opportunity. Around that time, young LeBron started playing basketball and quickly fell in love with the sport. In his 6th grade, Gloria had gotten a stable job for herself and an apartment, and LeBron moved back with his mom. Throughout all the struggle, LeBron continued to improve his basketball skills, and in the 8th grade, he had started dunking like a pro. In his freshman year, Bron was so good that he led his St. Vincent St. Mary High School to a state title and an undefeated season. As sophomore LeBron averaged 25.2 points and 5.8 assists, LeBron was the real deal. Before his junior year, Bron had made it to the cover of Slam and Sports Illustrated. This was an incredible feat for the young man, and he quickly became the most popular high school basketball player ever. Life was good for LeBron and his mom. They weren't rich, but they certainly weren't homeless anymore. They knew things were gonna change really soon. So Gloria made a move absolutely no one expected. When LeBron became a senior, Gloria gifted him a $50,000 Hummer H2, which obviously stirred up controversies. At the time, Gloria and LeBron were still on public assistance and living in a 2-bedroom apartment. There was no way Gloria could afford this luxury vehicle all by herself. But LeBron was only months away from being the #1 pick in the NBA draft. So honestly, getting this car on a loan seemed like a safe bet. LeBron was yet to be drafted, but he was already chilling with professional athletes and rappers. Well, regardless of the expensive ride LeBron had, he was still pretty much broke, which makes this financial move even more absurd than it's supposed to be. However, it showed just how crazy brilliant LeBron was. So, while James was still playing for St. Vincent St. Mary, Reebok offered him $10 million to sign for them and decline any future meetings with Nike and Adidas. An 18-year-old kid who has been pretty much poor and homeless his whole life was now holding a $10 million contract. While literally any other person in the same situation would go for the $1 million contract in a heartbeat, LeBron declined this contract, knowing that other shoe executives would be more than desperate to get him to endorse their brands. So he instead bet on himself and waited for an even better offer. This turned out to be one of the many smart financial moves. After a few months of pitches and deliberations, Reebok offered him a $115 million contract, more than 10 times their initial offer. However, in 2003, LeBron signed with Nike instead, feeling the brand would be a better long-term fit. It was a 7-year contract worth $90 million. Because he declined the initial $10 million contract, all the brands were forced to outbid themselves and fight for his signature, which eventually led to LeBron signing the biggest shoe deal for a rookie in history. In fact, LeBron wasn't even a rookie. He hadn't even been drafted yet. Well, about a month later, the 2003 NBA draft happened, And as anticipated, LeBron straight out of high school was the #1 overall pick. The Cleveland Cavaliers signed him his first NBA contract, which was for $18 million over 4 years. LeBron James had signed 2 contracts for over $100 million combined, and he hadn't even played a single second of NBA basketball. Now, it was only left to LeBron to show the NBA world that the hype was real, and King James didn't let anyone down. In his first year, LeBron won the NBA Rookie of the Year. In 2005, he was already an All-Star and earned a spot in the All-NBA second team. With this kind of success coupled with the initial hype train, LeBron quickly became a brand himself. He became a brand ambassador for State Farm, Coca-Cola, McDonald's, Samsung, and many others. In 2006, he was offered a 4-year contract extension by the Cavs worth around $60 million. He could have gone for a 5-year contract, but LeBron smartly chose more flexibility over some extra cash. A move he has repeated several times, firmly believing in himself. Well, 2010 came and LeBron became a free agent. Not only that, he chose to announce his free agency move live on national TV in an event called The Decision. With over 13 million people watching, LeBron uttered these infamous words.
In this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat.
The decision was not only tacky, but also got him a lot of hate from the NBA community. His contract with Miami Heat was worth $110 million over 6 years, with an early termination clause after the first 4 years. In Miami, LeBron teamed up with NBA superstars Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, and LeBron quickly became one of the most hated ballers in all of the NBA. It goes without saying that the majority of basketball fans were filled with happiness when LeBron lost the 2011 NBA Finals to Dirk Nowitzki and the Dallas Mavericks. Well, you can only keep King James down for so long, as he bounced back in spectacular fashion to win his first NBA championship the following season. The Miami Heat went on to retain their title in 2013, but after losing his second NBA Finals in 4 seasons the next year, LeBron was on the move again. He rejected Miami's offer and went back home to the Cavaliers and promised the championship-hungry city an NBA title. This time, instead of signing for 4 years like he usually does, LeBron signed a 2-year, $42 million deal, with his second year being a player option, meaning he can opt out after just 1 year and become a free agent once again. This was the first time a player ever signed such a short-term contract. However, this was a really smart move for several reasons. For starters, it always kept the Cavaliers on their toes, knowing that LeBron could walk out at any time. They kept on trying to improve the team. Another reason for LeBron signing this short-term contract is because when LeBron rejoined the Cavaliers in 2014, they didn't own his bird right yet, which means he could only be offered a 4.5% raise each season. Later on, the Cavaliers regained LeBron's bird rights, which allowed him to sign a deal with a 7.5% raise each year. However, the main reason why LeBron signed and opted for such a contract was because of the incoming 2016 TV deal, which made the salary cap blow up. In 2015, King James opted out of his initial contract and then signed another 2-year deal with a player option. And in 2016, after giving Cleveland an NBA championship as promised, he opted out again. At this time, LeBron felt it was right to cash in, penning down a $100 million contract for 3 years with a $31 million salary for the 2017 season. And just like that, believe it or not, LeBron became the highest paid player in the NBA for the first time in his career. Well, he didn't stop there. LeBron began to double and triple his money thanks to smart investments. Shortly after his infamous 2010 move to Miami, King James started realizing the power of ownership and equity. He bought a 2% ownership in England's Liverpool Football Club for about $6.5 million. After the club's value went up astronomically, Fenway Sports Group acquired the club and traded LeBron's 2% ownership of the club for a 1% ownership in the Fenway Group. Apart from owning Liverpool FC, Fenway Group also owns the Pittsburgh Penguins, Boston Red Sox, Fenway Park, and about 80% of the New England Sports Network. In the 2012 Olympics, when LeBron played for the US national team, he gifted his teammates Beats by Dre headphones. Now, some of the most popular athletes in the world were wearing these headphones in the warm-ups, and even after the games reaching hundreds of millions of viewers worldwide. This was literally the best marketing anyone could ask for. Rather than LeBron taking cash for endorsing the Beats, he took a small ownership of the company. Beats by Dre were later sold to Apple for $3 billion, and LeBron probably received about $30 million after selling and some Apple stocks that had tripled their worth today. In 2015, LeBron walked out on his endorsement agreement with McDonald's, which was worth over $15 million, and instead invested money in fast-growing fast food chain called Blaze Pizza. He reportedly paid just $1 million for a 10% slice of the company. Since then, Blaze Pizza has grown to more than 300 company-owned and franchise stores around the US and Canada, and LeBron's cut in all this is now worth more than $30 million. He also signed a lifetime deal in 2015 with Nike, which will see him earn more than $30 million annually. King James also owns equity in several brands like Beachbody, Apple, and Lyft. He also endorses huge brands like AT&T, Pepsi, and Kia. With all these investments, you might find it hard to believe that this isn't where he gets most of his bread from. LeBron also owns multiple businesses. In 2014, LeBron, alongside Maverick Carter, his childhood friend and business partner, launched Uninterrupted, a digital platform created for pro athletes to give a first-hand account of their experiences, with their most prominent project being The Shop, a talk show that features appearances from celebrities from all forms of entertainment. LeBron's production company, Spring Hill Entertainment, has also become a major player in movie production, with projects like Space Jam 2, the HBO documentary What's My Name, Muhammad Ali, and most recently, the Netflix movie Hustle, starring Adam Sandler. In 2018, King James left the Cleveland Cavaliers and decided to take his talents out west this time. The then 33-year-old LeBron joined the Los Angeles Lakers on a 4-year, $154 million deal. This was an investment that the Lakers grew to cherish, as LeBron got them an NBA championship in 2020. Despite this, the Lakers have suffered a bit of a decline since then, mostly due to injuries but also to bad trading. However, this didn't deter them from wanting to retain their megastar. So in August of 2022, the Los Angeles Lakers handed a 37-year-old LeBron a 2-year, $97 million contract extension, with a player option for the 2024-25 season. With this extension, LeBron James then became the highest-earning baller in NBA history. Another incredible financial move by King James. Actually, earlier this year, Forbes announced that LeBron had become a billionaire, becoming only the third athlete to ever achieve this feat, right behind Michael Jordan and Tiger Woods. Considering all the companies he owns, the products he endorses, and his lifetime deal with Nike, LeBron will still be pulling in over $100 million annually even after retirement. That's quite a lot of money for a kid from Akron who couchsurfed just to survive. Thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one. Peace.